Imagine you have a band playing in a small venue, a few lights set up, and you just have a half hour left before the show. Today I accept the challenge and make EOS Busking ready within 30 minutes. Preparing busking is like preparing a set of bricks that you can build all sorts of things during playtime. Rule number 1, if you don't have much time or are a beginner, keep it as simple as possible. You can go into fancier stuff if you have more time, but nothing is worse than running out of time and not having the basic stuff in place. The concept I'm using here is very simple, but the principles can be scaled up for bigger shows and stages as well. In this simple setup, I have a bunch of washers and movers patched, as well as some basic front lights. So let's get started and prepare the basic layout we're working with. I'll use the free left view and have augmented on the left side. Next, I open direct selects. I'll have 4 banks with 1 row each and 10 columns. I'll remove all buttons because I don't need them right now. But I'll add the record button to make programming easier for you to follow. I'll use the first bank for groups, the next one for focus, color and beam. So let's get started setting up our pallets. The first thing I'm going to start with is creating groups. I'll create a group for my spot moving lights. And I'll create another one for my washers. And one for my front lights. I also create a group that includes all my spot and wash lights. I'll directly put my groups on Submasters. With that, I can already bring up lights on stage. Next, I'll create color palettes. The simplest way for this is selecting the colors with the help of the color picker and saving those as color palettes. The time-consuming part is doing this several times and labeling each palette. Usually, I'm using the same colors for all my busking shows, so instead of loading an empty show file, I have a show file that generates me all color palettes with the help of a macro. So creating my color palettes is just a few seconds for me. There are a lot of other cool things like this you can auto-generate with macros. I'm looking forward to hearing your ideas, so write a comment below. Let's do beam palettes next. First, my movers need an open wide frame that is sharp. And I also add the washers to that one. I'll call this open. I don't need a ton of gobos prepared for this show. I'll use a tunnel gobo, some spiral gobo with some nice gobo rotation, and let's do some kind of breakup gobo. I also need 2 strobes for my movers and washers. 1 fast strobe and 1 random strobe. The last palette I need to prepare is the focus palette. The first one is the down position. The next one is an upwards position. Then I'll bring all lights into the middle of the stage. I'll use augmented to help me with that. I'll use the click to focus offset by bringing up the height, clicking the mouse and using the scroll wheel. And I'll have one more position where the lights do cross. With those positions, my pallets are ready to go. Of course, there are way more things that I could prepare if I had more time. If you're interested in a more detailed tutorial on this, let me know down in the comments. In the next video, we will prepare the effects for our show. So don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.